It's time to lift your spirit, and Jill Berlin is here to motivate and inspire you. Welcome to the Jill Berlin Show on Triad Today.
And welcome to the Jill Berlin Show. I am so excited to have you here. I love coming here on this Thursday and talking to you. And we are going to start, as we always do, with our positive quote of the day. And this is by Dr. Maya Angelou. And she said, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. That is so good. And that is hard to live by. So I'm going to read it one more time. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Well, something that I have changed my attitude about is retirement planning, retirement savings. I went to a really amazing conference that was put on by Gradient Financial, and it was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it was all for women. And it was so powerful. And it talked about financial planning and strategies and all of this information. And I am so grateful for them for putting that on, because I just came away with a wealth of information, pun intended. And anyway, I want to share some of the information that I have gotten with you, because it is so important to think about your finances, what you're doing. Health insurance is coming. Prices are going up. The government is shut down right now. There is tariffs, things, so much going on with the economy, a lot of uncertainty. People are concerned. Well, I'm going to talk to you about that, okay? All right, first of all, now is the time to start a retirement plan, all right? It's never too late, never too early, right? Number one, why? Greater security, right? The sooner you start, the better off and the more you can save. Even small contributions can make a big difference. All right. Number two, lower taxes. Contributions are usually tax deductible, and you may even get a greater tax credit for starting a plan. That is also an advantage that a lot of people don't know, especially those younger folk. Okay. And then that sounded so Southern. Grow more. Retirements, they obviously grow faster in a plan thanks to tax-free compounding, and then reduce employee turnover. If you own a business, this is a great way to attract and keep your employees, right? All right. And also, finally, many low-cost choices. All right. There's a lot of different options out there. And something that we do is we come and we'll sit down. You can come and talk to me. You can email me, Jill at rsvp65.com. Again, Jill at rsvp65.com. I'm going to be holding some seminars about retirement planning and what you should be considering, especially with Social Security. And also, we're going to be talking about weight loss drugs. This is in November. I will announce these dates soon. Don't worry. But it is going to be in November, and then we're going to do it some more in January. But we're going to be holding seminars on strategies for you with Social Security benefits, and also talking about these weight loss drugs, the do's and the don'ts, and where to get them and where not to get them. Okay. But something that we would talk about if we met individually is your risk, your income, your legacy, your taxes, your strategy. What do you want for the future? When do you want to retire? And something that I talk to a lot of folks about during open enrollment season, which we officially got all the Medicare plans yesterday, right? October 1st is the day that we are officially able to talk about all of these plans because they have been submitted to CMS. Although, a little hiccup, we do have this government shutdown, and they are trying to decide on these tax subsidies for everyone with the marketplace, which is something, I've never dealt with before, but it's fascinating. There's a lot of things that we have dealt with in the past, like the first time this ever passed with President Obama, and Obamacare is what they nicknamed it, right? Now it's the Marketplace, ACA, Affordable Care Act, whatever acronym you want to use. Anyway, let's talk about Social Security. Social Security. Okay, so this is a very critical retirement decision, and something that a lot of folks don't know about is just how critical it is, because you can start withdrawing at an earlier age, and a lot of people want to, because they're ready to get that supplemental income, right? They've worked hard. They've worked their whole lives. They earned this. They deserve this, and they want that money. However, I'm here to tell you it is, and this is one of the things we're going to talk about in the seminars, it is best to wait. It is best to wait. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you the why, because I tell my kids this all the time. I'm going to tell you what I believe, and then I'm going to tell you why it's important. And statistically speaking, people remember it better. So that's why I give you the why. All right. Anyway, so full retirement age, that acronym is FRA because the IRS and our government decided they love acronyms, right? Okay. So FRA, full retirement age, is dictated by your year of birth. So, for example, and it keeps going up, by the way, 1937 or earlier, your full retirement age, if you were born in 1937 or earlier, it is 65. 1938, if you were born in 1938, 65 in 2 months. Let's go up a little higher. All right. If you were born in 1955, your full retirement age is 66 in 2 months. If you were born in 1960 or later, it's 67. Okay. So why does that matter? Well, between age 62 and 70, there are 96 months in which you could file for benefits. All right. Each would result in a different benefit amount. All right. I'm going to say that again. Each result comes with a different benefit amount. How much, right? What's the difference? Okay. So filing age, say you start getting benefits at 62. There's a factor of 70%. So you get $700 monthly income. You're sitting here thinking, oh, finally, I'm 62 years old. I can get some extra income. I really need that extra $700 a month. I am going to get that money out now. Well, here's the deal. Every dollar in increased Social Security income means one less dollar that you have to take from your nest egg to supplement your income, which is why it is so much better to wait. Here's why. At 63, if you wait one more year, then you get $750 a month. What if you wait till you're 64? If you're 64, you get $800 a month. All right. Now you're thinking, oh, okay, well, it probably goes up $50 every year, whatever. No, not the situation. If you wait until you're 65, there is a factor of 86.7%, which means you get $867 per month. What if you wait until you're 66? You get $933 a month. What if you wait until you're 67, right? You get 100%, which means $1,000 a month. So 62, $700 a month. 67, $1,000 a month. All right. What if you wait until you are actually 70 years old? Because remember, we were talking about that 96-month gap between 62 years old and 70 years old. All right. So remember, at 62 years old, you're like, I've made it. I've earned it. I'm getting it. Right. That monthly income will only be $700 a month. If you wait until you're 70 years old, you will get $1,240 a month. What is $1,240 a month minus $700? If you really want that money, that's a lot of money if you think about it in between and how much you will make a year. So this is really important to think about, right? And a lot of people don't know this information. And when I'm constantly meeting with people about health insurance and open enrollment season, and we're talking about what is their retirement, what is their future, do they have spousal benefits? Is their spouse going to be taken care of if something happens to them? These are things that a lot of people don't think about, but it is so, so, so important, right? Because what happens is you want to have every single dollar that you have worked for in your life, and you deserve it. You've earned it, right? So I want you to maximize every single penny that you have earned, right? So that the government isn't taking that extra money, the government's not taking that extra income and being willy-nilly with it and shutting down the government and, all these things. No, I'm just kidding, kind of. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? You've got to think about these things. And it's important to do that right now. And again, I'm meeting with people. Oh my gosh, I've set up so many meetings. And so I am available to talk if you would like to talk about this. Again, I'm meeting with a lot of folks talking about insurance under 65, over 65, and retirement financial planning, email me, Jill at rsvp65.com, Jill at rsvp65.com. And then I'm going to tell you some ways to prepare for retirement real quick. These are some top ways to prepare for retirement. And then we got to go to break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about some more health insurance stuff. Okay. All right. Facts. Only about half of Americans have calculated how much they need to save for retirement. 50%. But not you, right? Because you're going to get smart. We're going to talk. We're going to figure this out together. All right. In 2022, more than a quarter of private industry workers with access to a defined contribution plan, such as a 401k plan, did not participate. Oh, that hurts. That kills me. All right. So the average American spends roughly 20 years in retirement. Putting money away for retirement is a habit we can all live with. I mean, think about that, right? How much do you put towards your cell phone bill? How much do you put towards making sure you can watch Netflix? Some of that money could be going towards retirement. It's not fun, but it's true. All right. Remember, saving matters. Start saving, keep saving, and stick to your goals. Know your retirement needs. Retirement's expensive, right? That is something that we can calculate together. How much are you going to want? How much should you plan for? What are the calculations? What are your daily expenses? All that stuff we can do together. There's technology for everything, right? Okay. Contribute to your employer retirement plan. All right. A lot of times employers will match. And if you own a company, that is something else I do. I do group health insurance. If you own a company, there are retirement packages and benefits that you want to offer your employers, especially the good ones, so that they'll stay, right? Because who you're around and who services your clients, it's important. And in order for them to be good servants, you want to take good care of your employers. All right. Number 4, learn about your employer's pension plan. If your employer has a traditional pension plan, check to see if you are covered by the plan and understand how it works. A lot of times people are just like, oh, I'm in this plan, I'm getting taken care of. I would double check on that. And talk to an advisor. Talk to your accountant, right? Okay. Number 5, consider basic investment principles. How you can save can be as important as how much you save. Inflation and the type of investments that you make play a key role in how much you'll save at retirement. All right. Don't touch your retirement savings. This is number 6. Don't touch your retirement savings. A lot of people do this. Highly recommend you just leave it be. There's penalties, there's tax implications. There's just a lot to talk about with that. And there's other ways. All right. Number 7, ask your employer to start a plan. If your employer doesn't offer a plan, ask them to start a plan. And if they need help with that plan, they can email me, Jill at rsvp65.com, and we can talk about the options, because there's always options. I tell my kids this all the time. There's always options in life. Life is hard. In fact, I saw a trophy at Target and it said one word, adulting. And I believe that's very accurate. But there are always options. You can always find a way. You just got to be smart about it, right? That doesn't mean I haven't had hard times. I have, but you got to stay positive and you got to find a way. All right. Number 8, put money into an individual retirement account. It can be a Roth IRA. It can be a traditional 401k, right? So there are things that you should be doing and should not be doing, right, in order to prepare for retirement. And it sneaks up on you. All right. Number 9, find out about your Social Security benefits. We kind of talked about that. And then number 10, ask questions. It is so good to come in and just ask questions. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of people who don't know about all this information. And the reason why I am telling you about all of this is because I went to this amazing conference and I learned so much and it was so empowering, and I want to empower women. That's a mission of mine. 2, I have been through it as a single mom. I've done it. And I've been scared to death about my future. So I really hunkered down and found out how to take care of myself so I would not be a burden on my children. Number 3, my best friend has stage 4 cancer. And her and I have been talking about this, and she is living this, and she wants to know how to take care of her family. And her name is Ashley. And if you would say a prayer for her, that would be amazing. So I just want to let you know, those are my reasons why. It's very important and near and dear to my heart, and I would love to help empower you. So If you would, you can email me, Jill at rsvp65.com. Some people come to me and say, oh, I already have a guy. I'm fine. And I tell them that's absolutely fine. If you want to like double check and see if what your guy is doing is good, we can bounce some ideas. Keep your guy, but just fact check them, right? So anyway, I'm happy to help. And I'm really, really hoping at the end of the day, you feel knowledgeable and empowered. All right, when we come back, we are going to talk about something really fun. You're going to love it. It's called health insurance. Just kidding. No one loves talking about it, but everyone has to check it off the list, right? All right, you are listening to the Jill Berlin Show. Stay tuned.